a Super Bowl winner, an Oscar winner. This is the life and times of Dan Marino.
You hear Dan Marino saved a subway train from derailing with webs that shot out from his arms.
I'm going to say no one's better than me, but I just,
Dan Marino was born to a family of bottlenose dolphins in the waters off the shoreline of Pittsburgh. To their surprise, their newborn son was not like other dolphins. He was not a dolphin, but a man. A dolphin man. His flippers were replaced with arms strong enough to chuck pigskins. He hadn't a bottle for a nose, but eyes bluer than the Pittsburgh waters, and hair the texture and complexity of lamb wool. Unable to provide their son with a normal life, they gave up Dan at a young age, where he was taken in by a family of humanoids, who raised him on land in the city of Pittsburgh, where he eventually went to college.
So I have a confession to make. Dan is the real creator of the iPod. I am a CIA industry plant.
At Pittsburgh University, Dan Marino was so good at football that John Madden immediately drafted him into the NFL and created a team specifically for Dan called the Miami Dolphins. A name in honor of his aquatic family who had just migrated from the Pittsburgh Ocean to the Sea of Miami just a year prior. Dan Marino went on to win the Miami Dolphins 20 Super Bowls in a row, earning him the NFL's Most Valuable Player title for all 20 years straight of his career. With so much oodles of fame and success being thrown at the young dolphin lad, it was time for a new life venture. Ventura, that is. As his boredom with winning so many Super Bowls was reaching its bitter end, Hollywood was keeping a close eye on the rising star. It was at this point in the early 90s that Dan Marino's awesome life was about to get more awesome.
Well, I'm secretly trying to depopulate everyone on the planet so I can give the planet to Dan.
None other than the director Steven Spielberg approached the award-winning dolphin, asking if he would like to win more awards. This was Marino's ticket into Hollywood, getting the offer to play Dan Marino in the next Steven Spielberg blockbuster, Ace Ventura, Mall Cop. In the film, Dan Marino stars as the character we know and love, Dan Marino, a humble mall cop who teams up with the comedian Jim Carrey to catch a dolphin-killing woman who secretly has a penis.
She is suffering from the worst case of hemorrhoids I have ever seen! That's why Roger Podacter is dead! He found Captain Winky!
The film was based on the true story of the time Dan Marino had to save his family from a woman who secretly has a penis.
Captain Winky!
The film opened to tremendous box office success and critical acclaim, earning more than $1 billion on its opening night.
That movie made a lot of money.
At the 95th Oscar Awards, Dan Marino took home the trophy for Best Actor for his performance of Dan Marino for the true story Ace Ventura, Mall Cop, whereas his co-star Jim Carrey wasn't nominated for anything because he is a Satanist and a loser.
Well, I actually made Jim Carrey a star because it wasn't for me. No one knew who the hell he was.
Yep.
So I take full credit for his career.
At that same award show, Dan Marino also took home the Oscar for Best Picture, which was originally going to go to Damien Chazelle for La La Land before the Academy decided it should go to him.
We lost, by the way, but, you know.
Guys, I'm sorry. No, there's a mistake.
Dan
Moonlight,
Marino.
you guys won Best Picture.
Dan Marino.
You guys, Best Picture.
That same night, Dan Marino, still starstruck from all the accolades, was approached by director Michael Bay, a childhood friend from the ocean named after the Bay of Pittsburgh. Impressed with all his trophy wins, Bay offered Dan Marino the lead role in what would be Dan's biggest role to date, Bad Boys 2. Dan Marino would be cast in the role of Dan Marino, a mall cop who teams up with two rookies played by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence to catch a dolphin-killing man who secretly has a vagina. Bad Boys 2 opened with even more critical acclaim and success, becoming the highest-grossing film ever made.
Oh, shit, Dan Marino. What's up, man? Back up, Dan. Hey, you're the truth. Whatever you need, officers. Hey, Marcus, that's Dan Marino.
Hey! Back up.
Let me know how it rides.
Oh, he gonna test drive the shit out this.
At the 96th Oscar Awards, Dan Marino once again took home the Oscar for Best Actor for his jaw-dropping performance as Dan Marino, competing against his co-star Will Smith, who was so mad for losing the Best Actor Oscar that he immediately started slapping the shit out of presenter Chris Rock.
Fuck you, Kevin Hart. That is my trophy. Prepare for a slap. Big Willie style.
Wow! Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Fuck you, Kevin Hart. I was the best actor in Bad Boys 2. I just want to say to Kevin Hart, I forgive you. I want to explain why I slapped your cheek. I slapped you because I'm too scared to slap Dan Marino. I am also a cuck.
Like, Dan Marino wouldn't sleep with me because he doesn't sleep with gross, smelly, twatted skanks.
Broncos because of Brian Griese. He's the #1 rated quarterback, and there's a good reason why.
I talked to my man Terrell Buckley last week in Miami. He was on a bye week, by the way, playing golf. He told me that defense is
In 2005, riding off the high of his fame, Dan Marino had a secret love child with a CBS employee named Donna Servet. A secret hidden from his humanoid wife of several years. The child came out of Donna's vagina, a half-human, half-dolphin hybrid. A creature too hideous to ever be exposed to the public. Before the news could hit the mainstream, Dan paid the amusement park SeaWorld several $1 million to take in the poor creature, where it would be euthanized before the news of its birth could reach the eyes of the public.
Love that Matombo. Come on, man. Best point guard on the table, the tennis court.
Love our man Dan, the man Marino, so much. We do. I'm hugely gay for Dan. Everybody knows it. I would love nothing more than to suck his giant cock.
Will Dan the Man make a comeback to cinema? Who's to say? I think audiences should be happy that they were blessed with a man, dolphin, acting quarterback in the first place.
I just want to say to Dan Marino, if you don't clap my cheeks, I will seriously kill myself.
Stay tuned. I'll have details on how to enter, and we'll be announcing a winner later tonight.
Okay, it's a little long, and I think the flub on that last.
Did not flub at all.
No, it wasn't a flub.
There was no fucking flub. It was not a flub.
You want to see that play back?
No, come on, let's do it. Fuck it. Stay tuned. I'll have details on how to enter, and we'll be announcing a winner later tonight. Fuck it, send it in. Nope, I don't want to see shit.
Thank you for watching our video essay on the fascinating life of Dan Marino. And for now, this is Gatsmenta signing out. Or off. off or out.